app or whatever you were trying to buy the other day.
I can't do that. I can do that.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Rise and shine. Clear all the bugs out of the system. Take a little bit of a load off. Take a little break. And just chill the out. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Just chill the out. All right, let's do a little. I really like this one. I do. All right. We'll do a little music. We'll do music. This is the blues. This is the blues. This is the blues. I knew I can be free. And those people keep a moving, yeah, and that's what tortures me. When I was just a baby, be somebody's fool this year. They know who is righteous, who is bold. So I'm told, who wants honey? As long as there is some money. Who wants that honey? So hipsters unite, line for the big fight to rock. For you beware, all those angels with their wings scoot on. 'Cause deep down, we're frightened and we're scared if you don't stand. Who wants honey? As long as there is money. Who wants that honey? Let me out. Yeah, let me out. Yeah, let me out. Yeah, let me out. Still my heart, hold my tongue. I feel my time, the time's come. Yeah, let me in. Unlock the door. I've never felt this way before. For you I'd wait, the kingdom come. Until my day is done. So say you'll come, set me free to sail away. Wait for me. So hold my head inside your hand. I need someone who understands, yeah. I need someone who hears, yeah. For you I waited all these years. Yeah, for you I wait, yeah, till kingdom come. Until my days are done. Just say you'll come and set me free. Just say you'll wait for me. Hold my hand, yeah, inside your hand. I need someone who understands me. I need someone who hears. Yeah, it's for you I've waited all these years. For you I'd wait till kingdom come. Until my days are done. So just say you'll come. Set me free. Just say you'll wait for me. on the clouds, kings and kingdoms will bow down. And every chain will break as broken hearts declare his praise. But who could stop the Lord Almighty? Our God is a lion, the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power, fighting our battles. Every knee will bow before him. Every knee will bow before the Lion and the Lamb. Oh, open up to the peace that's flowing out of the ground. You're out of the ground. Everybody's got a little something to offer up. To the rest of us. The rest of us, the rest of us. 'Cause with a smile on your face I can see you're hurting behind those smiling eyes. And I see you, yeah, I'm with you. And I'm gonna take care of myself every single time. And I'm always also looking out for you. And you know, if times get hard, I'm here for you always. And maybe not in the way that you thought, but in the way that love. You see, love tells me to let go. Love tells me to be free. And love tells me to respect. So I just take a little breath, open up my eyes, look all around, notice all the sunshine. 'Cause everybody needs somewhere to go, and everybody's free to build what they want with whom they want to today. So forget all that you have been told and let all of that bullshit go, and just open up your heart and your shining bright. right here where we are right now, loving on everyone. You see, Facebook is a place where we can see a glimpse into the lives of other peeps. And there's a lot you can learn by looking at someone's stuff on social media. Yeah. But until a person and another person have sat together in silence and let the energy come up that is organic for that relationship. Because we all know that you can't force anything too hard, and if you do, it'll probably come back to bite. But wherever you are right now, my friend, I wish you a good night, because you deserve the best things in life. You deserve the feelings that go along with all the good things we hear about and all of the good things we know. See, I have seen a vision and others have had a dream. Everybody's free. When we're free, we don't like to spend our time bickering, because we've got more interesting things to do. And one of those things I want to do with you is cuddle. Because cuddling is the greatest thing in the world. And don't you go denying that, my friend, because it might sound kind of gay, whatever those words may mean. But you see, when everyone is free and healed and reintegrated, everybody likes to have a good time. And the parts of us that were lost, broken, and confused, and hurting, and painful, and sometimes mean, yeah, those parts can all be eradicated. And it's not because they are bad, they are just missing, misunderstood, and not known for who they really are. So you all have a fire in the belly, you all have your own quest that you're on, and I am no different than anybody else in the world. Because we all want to be living with family, the good kind of family, you know what I mean. But everybody's looking around and not seeing so many signs of what they know in their hearts could be. Yeah, we got rappers rapping, singers singing, authors authoring, and everybody's kind of saying the same thing. But if you, my friend, take a breath with me, we could be king. We could be king in this together. Because being king just means that you're boss. And when every little king is the king of their own world. Let's see here. Oh, we're still going. Samantha. Hi, Samantha. Are you still on here? Is anybody on here? No, no one's on here. Karen. See, I don't always see the messages. And, you know, I've been feeling like just kind of interacting less online with people directly one-on-one unless I know them in person as a friend, or even, I don't, you know, to me, doing these videos, you know, even though I'm talking to whoever's listening right now, it's like, it really is just me doing my own art. And I've always liked to document stuff. I've always liked to record videos, diary, journal, you know, and I do like other people to see my stuff, because it's like, into the expression. You know, in a journal, it's going for yourself, maybe yourself in the future or whatever, and it's just cathartic to get it out. But like broadcasting a component of my life and putting energy into the broadcasting part to say, hey, you know, I care about people, I care about goodness, I'm living my life, I'm learning my things, and I just want to, you know, I do my thing here, I turn on this thing, and it allows what's happening to go elsewhere so other people can feel into it, tune into it, or whatever. But you know what? I am nothing special, and I am not somebody who wants YouTube followers and this and that. I mean, it is nice to have people who are interested in your art and what you're doing, but it also creates all kinds of weird shit with people. They see and they're like, oh, you know, we humans, just like with these glasses, like my view is totally different once I put them on. Everything that I see is affected by the glasses, and I don't really consciously know it. And the same is true. It's kind of not very profound, but like with our reality. And so face the stuff that shows up on people's phones and screens, they see it in their world and they have their thoughts about it, and those thoughts grow about who this person is. And then when you see them in person, they look at you with a smile or whatever, and it's all about like all the thoughts of who they think you are. And then when you don't act the way that they'd expect, is I just flow the way that I am, and it feels good to share this. It feels good to share this. Yeah, it feels really good to share this because it's a little scary. You know, I guess I'll just be super honest and vulnerable. Why am I talking? It's a little scary to have people know who you are when you don't know who they are, and then when they want, people tend to want to think that you're friends already because you've met online. And the thing is you kind of are, because you definitely have learned about each other and you've been, you know, commenting, looking at each other's stuff, and so you kind of get a feel for a really small percentage of that person's life. And then you know, we project just like the glasses, like we it just happens. It's the way our minds work. We inject into all the space between what we know our own story of what's going on to try to connect the dots for what this person's all about. And generally all of those assumptions are wrong, because when they have people expecting you to talk a certain way or be a certain way or interact with them a certain way, hug them in a certain way, and if you don't show up how they're expecting, people get butt hurt, and then they project it onto you, and they oh, you know, he's this or he's that or whatever. And that's fine and that's cool. I guess I just say this because I'm realizing, like, you know, I think a lot of people want to be famous because they see that as a way to like ease and freedom, and it just feels cool. Yeah, people know you and it'd be cool. I've always wanted that, and now recently I've realized, like, I actually don't want that. I don't want that. Too complicated, too complex. Man, you watch the paparazzi videos on YouTube and what people are doing to people who are well known, and the aggressive energy towards them. And I get it, it's a two-way street, because I think right now the paparazzi is kind of demanding from celebrities, like, we need more of you guys. You guys can't just hide out behind your sunglasses and your in your fancy places and expect that you're going to be making all this money, have all this power. Forget the money. It's like, it's kind of like the paparazzi. They don't know it because they're just trying to make money off of like people's catastrophes or whatever, and you know, prod and poke at people who have power, hoping that those people will lash out, and then they can sue them or get them, you know, get them to lose their career or something. You know, it's just, it's rage. It's not cool. It's not nice. It's not nice human contact. But socially, like the paparazzi's role is to kind of be like, hey, celebs, like we need, if you're gonna have all that power, like you got to give us more. And the celebs are like locking down, going no. And so the paparazzi is growing, like knocking on doors and stuff, because and celebrities are scared. People are scared. People are scared of the media. People are scared to get an interview because for so long, the people who have done the interviews have just had a mindset like, you owe it to us to answer our questions. And people have bought into that a long time because it kind of comes from the way back with the idea of freedom of the press, which the press is just somebody telling other people what they see that's going on. Hey, this happened over there. This happened over there. And why are they letting them know? Well, the problem now is everybody's letting others know for money, and wherever that money is most affected, that's how the decisions are made about news. But we all know news is just supposed to be someone who is good at seeing what's going on and good at assessing things and then putting the information out there in a way that truly, you know, they might even inject their own opinion, but they're letting everyone else know, like, this is just me, this is my opinion, and here's what I'm looking at. Here's the news. It's gotten so bastardized and just we live in a crazy time. We really do. It's nuts. The things that people are doing and the not knowing why they're doing them is really what's funny. I've started to see is no one knows why they're doing what they're doing. If you ask anyone why, why are you doing what you're doing? They'll give you some short-term reason, some really short-term reason. But no, why? Like why? Deeper, bigger. Why are you so upset right now about this thing? Or why are you working towards this other thing? Hey, John says President Trump bypassing press with Twitter, and I don't need you for my yeah. So this is hilarious. A couple of weeks ago, people had tried to get Twitter to block, to delete Donald Trump's account, the president of the United States, whatever that means. It's just a guy, right? Interesting guy, nonetheless. But people wanted to shut down his Twitter account so he couldn't like tweet out anymore. Like, I kind of get it because people are like, Trump's a bull in a China shop, and something's going to explode, and bad things could happen if that guy who seems kind of arrogant and not like he doesn't have Trump does not seem to have a deepness that comes through getting your ass kicked by life. And of course, he would probably, I understand Donald Trump from what I know of him. And let me just say, like I was talking about before, I don't know him. And I think it should be a human thing that if we don't know someone personally, we should not talk bad about them. That's how it's supposed to be. If you don't know someone personally, if you haven't been in their eyes and met them where you both would say, yeah, we met and we both knew each other, even if we don't even remember each other's names, if we see each other, yes, our auras met, our souls met, or our energies met. We came together and we had a moment where we met. If you haven't met someone, you should not talk bad about them. And somebody would hear that and be like, what? And I would say, yeah, I don't even need to explain it more than that because it's simple. If you don't know someone, don't talk bad about them. You can say, I've heard this about this person and it sounds like they're this, and what I'm gathering is this, but don't come to a conclusion about them. That's why people say like personal attacks are bad. And you hear the Latin phrase ad hominem attacks, which means like at the man, like at the man. So whenever we're doing that, it's just wrong because there's nothing wrong with a particular person wrong enough to make them and just who they are the source of your need for change. Now, because then it makes it personal and it's fighting in war. Imagine someone who's like, hey, Donald Trump seems absolutely wrong for the office, and because of this, and I see how he could do things different, and this. But he made it into the office however he did. I don't really know, who makes the rules? Who's the people who keep the rules? They say he worked with Russia or whatever. Like, if he worked with Russia, like it's not a country. If he worked with somebody, he worked with a person or a few people. And I don't know. See, I don't know anything about it. I really don't know anything about it. So I speak to it kind of from this neutral place. And what I'm trying to say about it is that, yes, everyone has this part of them that goes, oh my God, if someone worked with a foreign country to get into power in this country and they worked with people, that's wrong. But like, what? I mean, think about business people hire consultants from all over the world all the time. So do political people. They hire consultants from all over the world. So he happened to hire people from Russia to like you could say, oh, it's wrong, they cheated, or was, hey, who made the rules to the election? Because if they're cheating and it's happened, then whoever is the election people are not doing their job, and that's who we should be mad at. Being mad at Trump, like, it just doesn't serve. What if it was a lie? John says, yeah. That's the thing with everything coming out of the news these days. Who knows about any of it? It all has agenda. And why are we spending time caring about what some dude with pseudo red hair is doing in Washington? I say, oh, because it could affect us or because there could be a war and this and that. All of that's true. And I'm saying, is bickering about it and arguing about him and just blah, 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 does that accomplish anything? And you might say, well, yeah, if enough people grovel about it, then we might be able to impeach him and take him out. Does that accomplish anything? Well, yeah, because then it won't be World War, because he won't push the button. Who else? What? Who else is going to go in there? Like, also, he just got the job, right? He's supposed to have it for 4 years. Like, let him do his job and see how it pans out, and then make your assessment. Can you imagine if somebody got hired to CEO of a company and half of the company was just completely spending all of their energy just to take him down? They ain't putting anything into the building of the company and creative awesomeness. It's just all take you down, take you down. Democrats and Republicans, we know it. We know it. We know it. So what am I saying in all this? What I'm saying in all this is that the way forward is to just fucking chill. Is to chill. You start chilling. You go, oh, I got to go to work. Nope. No, you don't have to go to work. Why do you have to go to work? Oh, because I got to pay my rent. Nope. Why do you have to pay rent? Oh, because I need a place to sleep. Well, if you want enough, let me get this straight. This is all just flowing through me right now. We got to go back to what it was like to being kids. That's what Jesus said. Oh, you want to be born again? Like, go back to what it's like being a kid. And people are like, what? Go back in the womb? And he's like, no, become born again. And they're like, how? And then people for so long have been saying like, oh, how do you become born again? Oh, you pray to Jesus and you let him in. And what I've realized is I did that for my whole life. And that was actually what kept Jesus out. Because when we base our personal relationship with Jesus, whether you believe in him or not, it really doesn't matter. You could just say life, like our relationship with life, like the goodness and love in life. It is blocked if our belief is based on the false notion that humans are born into sin, meaning they're born destined for a bad spiritual place if they don't get something right here in this physical place. And so Jesus, to me, or like what's true and what has changed for me is that now I feel like I actually am what Jesus was talking about, being born again. He taught, and Apostle Paul taught about be transformed by the renewing of your mind. There's a lot of biblical scripture about a rebirth, about a reborn. And if you think about it, Paul was in jail and Jesus got crucified and all this stuff. If you think about what happened and what was going and the light that was coming through into the time, I'll jump a little bit here, but I always often think of the scripture that's about Jesus turning over the tables in the temple of the money changers. Some of you might not know that story. Some of you might have heard of it. Some of you might know it well. But basically, from what the Bible says, I think it's in the four Gospels. Because if you don't know that, the four Gospels, the first four books of the New Testament, which is the Bible split into the Old Testament, which has, I think, 66 books, and the New Testament, which I think has 44. And in the New Testament, there's a section where it talks about Jesus pushing the money changers out of the temple and being angry. And in the Christian circles that I used to be a part of, no one really understood what that was because Jesus was supposed to be such a peaceful man of peace and love and da-da-da. But then it's like, oh, there's this scene where he's like kicking people out of the temple and going like, nuh-uh, nope, get out of here. So then people try to reconcile that. Well, is that love? That's not loving to be angry and be mean. And what's so funny is this, like, of course it is. Of course it's love sometimes. Well, here's the thing. If a man who has rebirth is able to express himself with full velocity and intensity and stay consciously centered and aware and know, like, I ain't putting my hands on anybody. The yelling that I'm doing, it's all sound and words. And if you get scared of it, that's for us to deal with. But words, like we all know, words ain't scary. They can feel it and they can hurt and they can be attacks. And wow, yeah, of course I have been attacked verbally, and I have done my own bit of attacking verbally many times. And the secret formula is that when you do shit, well, I shouldn't say the secret formula. A nice thing to know is that when you do shit that you kind of know after the fact that it was wrong, you have a moment where you're like, oh shit. Like, it's just a little tinge of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. You're not guilty. You're not bad. You're not somebody who has to make all kinds of changes and like, ah. But when you do get that little tug, take a moment and sit in quiet for like a minute and try to feel into your body, bring your attention gently into your body. And then when you conjure up that thought of like the thing that maybe you shouldn't have done, you just feel it, because that is shame. And shame, when it is used in the moment, when it's happening, is actually a major gift from life, because it's what course corrects us. It's like a parenting mechanism that's built into life. Thing is, most of us have so much shame stuffed in and we're so numb and bound up. Fortunately, I am not anymore. But now I can see the patterns. It's like that shame gets built up. And so when you do things that aren't quite right, that shame, like the earth, spirit, whatever you want to call it, quiet, time, would kind of tell you like over time, like, oh, like that wasn't really in alignment with who you really are. Is a little bit of, it's just a little bit of, when people say, like, you should be ashamed of yourself, like that is generally used as an attack. But there's time for that too. If somebody does something where they're like a young kid is growing up and they and they're spazzing and they do something that really, it's like boom, it's like this guru energy that can be like bam, smack you, and when you're like whoa, and then look, it's like nope, I ain't ever breaking connection with you, and it's not that I'm against you or trying to hurt you or trying to push you out of the tribe. I'm just letting you know that type of shit does not happen around here. Because if it does, we might have to get a little, if you want to live in community with us, if you want to live in the house with me, then we got to follow each other's rules, or else go our separate ways. And that's what compromise means: following each other's rules, because we want to, not because we have to. And if there are rules that we just can't agree to, then guess what? No deal. No deal. No deal. All right, friends. Let me see if there's anything else I want to share here. I'm just really thankful. Anyone who sees this that knows I've been going through the divorce and custody stuff and how challenging it has been, and close to suicide at one point, really close, which I couldn't believe. It just like happened. It just like was like getting dragged down. Oh man, I went through some really, really, really low times, really confusing times. It's like my mind has just been pulled completely apart. And I can see that I did it all to myself, because the goodness that has come out of it is so much. Like, people are like, oh, you're asking for it when you're doing something that's like pushing boundaries. You're asking for it. And then something happens. It's like, oh, they were asking for it. And that can be like, oh, that was like me. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve any of this. I'm a good guy. I didn't do anything wrong. Biggest tantrum ever. I threw the biggest tantrum ever because the business coach, John Lee, that I had back in like 2012 had told me, Ryan, every adult's got about 2 or 3 really good tantrums in them that need to come out in order for them to heal. And I remember asking him, like, well, how do you get the tantrums to come out? And he just kind of gave me some vague answer, which was kind of like, okay, got to figure that one out on my own. And so I did, man. How you get the tantrums out is you just start saying fuck you to everything. And then you'll get your ass kicked. And then you'll have peace on the other side. And you'll still be saying fuck you to everything, but everything else won't be experiencing you as being aggressive. And they experience you as being like, fuck you, yeah. Because now what? I don't have any attack energy towards any of you guys because I'm chilling in my own little bubble. Chilling in my own little bubble. Peacing the fuck out. Peacing the fuck out. Going like, man, I made some horrible decisions. I did some of the dumbest shit that any man could do. And I knew while it was happening, like, I'm going for it. I'm going the way that my heart seems to be telling me. And I think what happened is that actually it has to flow, that once you say fuck it, you go start waking up and just going for your freedom. I think when you start saying fuck you and pushing off all that, all the people who are like crouched around, all the people who need something from you, all the people who, if you went on a week vacation and just didn't take your phone or whatever, and when you came back, all the people who would be mad at you or saying they were worried about you, all of that bullshit. It's like, what? Free person gotta be free. Out a little bit here. It means that I'm going to act a certain way when I see you in person if I do. Because I'm doing me. Don't assume that it means grumpy, mad. If I'm going to act the way that you think that I should, you go, oh, yeah, people don't act the way that I think that they should. Why would I think they should act a certain way? Because I saw some pictures and videos on Facebook? Psh. All right. Peace out. Have a great day. This was fun.